Now that we've cast on the 60 stitches for our sock, I'm going to show you how to work the cuff. So we've cast on our 60 stitches now, and to start knitting our cuff, we need to divide these stitches in two. So I'm going to count 30 stitches here, so I get to the midpoint of my 60 stitches, which is here. And what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to pull through. I'm going to divide those stitches, and I'm just going to pull through my cable, making sure that none of my stitches are twisted, and also make sure that your working yarn is on the back needle from where you are. Try and bring those stitches, those two halves together, and hold them tightly with your right hand, and then use your left hand to just pull through that cable here and pull the front needle through, and you can kind of thread it in through the front as well if it gets a little bit too difficult, making sure that you don't twist any of your stitches at this point. Here we go, and then I've got both sets of stitches on the front of my needle. Again, I'm just going to check that none of my stitches are twisted and hold them tightly together. And now to begin knitting our cuff. So our cuff is knitted in a purl to knit to pattern to make sure that we have a nice ribbed cuff and that it sits relatively snugly on your leg. So we are just going to be knitting 2 and purling 2. And to begin knitting around, I'm just going to pull the back needle out of my stitches like so, making sure that my working yarn is in between my 2 needles. And I'm just going to knit the first 2, making sure the first stitch is a little bit tighter than I normally would knit. Knit the first 2, and then purl 2. And then knit 2, and purl 2. And I'm just going to continue this pattern all the way in the round. So I'm just finishing my very first round here. Just gonna work those last couple of stitches. There we go. And that was my first round. Again, I'm just gonna ensure here that none of my stitches are twisted and that all of the stitches are facing in the same direction. So I'm just gonna move them around here a little bit to make sure that it's all nice and tidy and facing in the same direction. And then once you've done that, we can just turn our work and continue on with the second round. To continue on with the second round, we're just going to do the same thing again. I'm going to thread the front needle in and pull the back needle out and just continue knitting in the round in my knit 2 purl 2 pattern.